Hello! Welcome back to another episode of SOS from home. And just know, if we start crying during this episode, it's because we love doing this podcast so much, and this is our final episode of season one. I'm your host, Michael, joined by my co hosts, Diego and Catherine. We're here to wrap up our final episode, and we'd like to recount what we have done within our internship this summer.
Yeah. It's crazy that it's been 2 months. Only 2 months.
Been 2 months.
For me, it feels like it's like it hasn't been 2 weeks. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels. I still remember the first meeting where Catherine, you brought up the podcast idea, and I was like, oh, I definitely want to do that because that's.
I was I was kind of, I guess, I wanted to, and even better is that you guys would have to let me on because I'm the only one who knew how to work the program to make it. So I was like, perfect. Now they can't say no. Because I was like, what if Catherine and Diego just want to do it just for two of them?
No, we don't want you.
No, if you want my help, if you want help uploading this to YouTube, you got to ask the guy who knows how to work Final Cut Pro. So you kind of have to have me. I'm going to be a co-host. I'm going to be a host.
No, it's crazy because I literally thought of the idea in the car the day before, and I was like, what if, we did this, and I was like, I don't know how you do this.
Yeah, exactly.
But it'd be cool.
Yeah, a little podcast. We talk about things.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fun. I've always enjoyed podcasts.
Yeah, they're really nice. It's also really fun to be doing one instead of listening.
Yeah, right.
It's so different when you're actually there.
I've always wanted to do something creative, YouTube videos or something, but this allows me to do that and still not have to have the talent it takes to do any of it because Michael just does the videos. I just have to talk.
Yeah, I do all the heavy lifting for you guys. You guys just gotta talk.
Yeah, you make us sound good.
Man, it's actually I try a little secret between the three of us. I make it seem
and the listeners.
I make it seem a lot harder than it is because Final Cut Pro really is just drag and drop.
Really?
I don't want to be replaced.
Drag, drop, and wait for 4 hours.
Yeah, it takes forever. I think every minute of this video equals 1. No, that's a lie. Because if that was the case, it would take a week to upload one.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't listened back on any single one of our episodes because I hate hearing myself talk.
Diego. I have to listen to the sound of my voice all the time when I make these videos.
No. When I was on the news for my diaper drive thing, I was like, oh my god, I don't know, I think it's just a thing for everybody. You sound different than you actually sound.
Yeah.
Something about your skull doing something with vibrations.
Yeah, vibrations through the air versus vibrations through your body, through your bones.
Yeah, it's such a weird difference, and so I'm always well, I sound like that.
Which is so weird because we'll never know how you hear yourself.
Yeah, right? I guess not.
The way you guys talk, the way you guys sound is totally alien to what you guys hear in your own body. But that's normal for me to hear with you guys. Diego, I know you said you think your voice is weird, but it really isn't. To me it isn't because that's just you. That's just how I know you, how you talk. Same with you, Catherine, but I'm pretty sure I don't like the way I sound.
Yeah, I don't know how you managed to do that. I've watched, I think, episode 1, which I think was, we were still kind of getting used to the ropes, but
I'm the only one who listens back on the episode to make.
I also don't like listening to my voice.
That final episode is season 1, and y'all are finally just now telling me that.
Well, honestly,
waiting for the video to send over email, you don't even listen to it.
I mean, I was there when it was recorded, so it was basically. I listened to it the first time.
Okay, Diego doesn't count. The audience back home is probably sympathizing for me now because I have to wait, and then I tell you guys, does it sound good? So I know to upload it, and you've just been lying. You say it's good, but you haven't even listened to it. One of these episodes could be missing a whole thing of audio, and we just never know because you guys didn't check to make sure it sounded good.
I just crossed my fingers.
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna send my mom the whole list of all of our episodes, and she's probably gonna make me listen to them in the car with her.
Also listen to him when he's driving around with trucking job. So Uncle Ross, if you're listening to this, I'm calling you out by name. You're our longtime listener and hopefully soon to be first time caller if we can ever get that set up in the future.
I never think about the fact like when we do these, like I'm never thinking like, wow, people are gonna hear this.
I
Like
know.
it's like so weird to think of that. Like, did you? It's just like I don't know. Like it's weird to think that like people will hear it.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It is a little
So
weird to think about that, like, because we are posting this on a platform where everyone can listen to it, and it's a podcast. People are going to listen. It's not just us talking for no reason. We're doing this so we can inform people.
yeah,
I think that's wild. I think that's cool. I hope one day we can get this, like, we can move past the use of the pre-recorded, because I mean, if you're watching on YouTube, it doesn't say live. Of course, it's not going to be live. So this episode is going to be pre-recorded when you listen to it. But I think it'd be cool if we had like if we can ever get it set up and do it like live. So if we ever needed to, we could take callers and they could ask us questions.
that would be really cool.
I think that'd have we'll have a little jingle that said, "Oh, it's time to answer fan calls, answer fan mail."
Fan mail. Whoa, that's good.
I don't know.
Whoa.
We have to have
Let's
fans to
myself
have fan
there.
mail.
Imagine.
It's so. Did you guys see Joe Rogan's podcast? He just signed $100 million deal with Spotify.
I think I've seen the ad
$100
like for it.
million. Is that what you said?
Yes, and like he literally just gets like intoxicated and talks with celebrities, but like he's just like so interesting. Like I don't know, he just like talks with like Navy SEALs and like I don't know Kevin Hart. I don't know.
Kevin.
Yeah, I feel like he's had politicians on there too. I don't know. Joe Biden didn't go on there. Joe Biden, that's so weird. Joe Biden went on the show called The Breakfast Club, which is like a show hosted by like wannabe rappers where they like interview rappers. So I have no idea why Joe Biden went on it. That's like it's like if like I don't know your grandma started listening to like top 40. Like it was like such like a weird blend of like what you think should go with what.
Are you telling me Joe Biden can't rap?
Probably not.
He might be able to spit some fire. We just don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe for his campaign, he'll rap for us.
Maybe if we're so lucky.
Imagine that.
Dude, I would lose it if like he had
That'd be
a
great.
training video and it just opens with him rapping. Oh my god!
That would be pretty cool.
Well, it's been 2 months, and we've done honestly a lot of things this summer. Like each individual intern has done so much.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
especially with the challenge of shifting to online volunteering and online like internship. Like Diego, you've done this before, and this used to be like a meeting, like in-person internship,
Yeah.
right?
This feels so, like so. Yeah, like for me, like it's easier to get work done when I'm in the office. Like because we would all go to Mr. Samani's office in Castech, and like I don't know, like for me, I just feel like more motivated to do work there because like you're like in a working environment. So it definitely
Yeah.
takes some like adjustment to like, because I relax at home and I work at work. So like to have to work at home was like weird at first, but I think everybody had to do that adjustment.
Yeah, I was a little
Mhm.
worried that since we're working from home, we might not have like the motivation because like a lot of the time, I do like a study on this to help me sleep, but like that's why I never want to work in my room because then I'll start associating my room with work and I will never want to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And so I was afraid that I'll be working from home. What if I get distracted if I don't do stuff? But I feel like I've been super productive, gotten a lot of stuff done. Planning this podcast has always been my most like enjoyable part of this internship.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. This was really fun.
Making all the tutorial videos, the intro video for SOS, talking about who we are. I felt like it was a good honor to be doing that, especially since I'm a first time intern here at SOS. I haven't had a past experience like you guys have.
Yeah.
Well, this is my first time interning as well.
Not what you've at least worked with. You've done stuff at SOS.
Yeah, that's true. I volunteered.
Like just like I said in the first episode, that really did not know this thing existed until my spring semester of sophomore year at St. Mary's. And it makes me upset that I didn't know this place existed, because looking back at all the photos, there were a lot of kids I knew from high school that were involved. Diego, I went to high school with you, and you were involved. I didn't even know it.
Yep.
Yeah, we were all in the same high school and we didn't really know each other.
Yeah.
Like we all did
there.
Mobbing United Nations.
Yeah, but like, yeah, like I never really like interacted with like UCAP, and like
Yeah.
it's just like so weird like to think like like before this like we never like I mean like I like like knew who you were but like didn't like know you like personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
So wild. We were literally all there in the same, like, property. We existed in the same physical dimension. Yeah, never. I mean, Diego and I had very brief, very, very brief. I'm pretty sure I said something stupid to him at one point, and he laughed because he thought it was funny. But if I said that now, it probably wouldn't be funny, because I probably didn't even think it was funny.
No, yeah, it's cool. Like, yeah, this podcast has definitely been the most fun part, or one of the yeah, it's been like the funnest part of the internship for sure. Like, getting to like I don't know, it's just like I don't know, like, cause I mean it is work, but like it's not like planning like a meeting or anything like that. It's just like I don't know, having a conversation and recording it.
It's like work,
Mhm.
but it's like not work. That's the one thing
Yeah.
everyone strives for. Everyone tells you, if you get a job you like, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for me, definitely the podcast was like it was the most enjoyable thing, but we all did like a lot of other projects too. So, I think, we should do what we did in the meeting that we had earlier, and like each talk about our favorite, I guess, a favorite project that we had, or like one that was really, I don't know, really special,
Yeah, let's do that.
since
Ooh,
we
I'll go
did a
first,
lot.
because I already have my idea in mind.
Okay, then you go.
What my favorite project was definitely doing that, like, intro video for SOS, talking about who we were, because like I did something I never would have thought I would have considered doing, which was reaching out. So like, I mean, of course that's to be expected with the video talking about yourself. You want to have some testimonials,
Mhm.
but like doing that just made me feel, I guess, so like mature and so cool. Like, look at me, I'm an SOS intern. I need your testimonial, and like it just really brought the video together. Like getting your guys' testimonials, getting the food bank and diaper banks testimonials. Because it's like whenever I think of videos talking about an organization, they always have a section where people, whether it's the employees or people who've worked with them, they always talk about it.
Mhm.
Like with HEB, when they have the commercials, like, this is my HEB, and like they interview a brief little talk about like the people who shop there, the people who supply the food there, you know. And I was
Mhm.
thinking, like, if I'm gonna do this, because Mr. Samandi asked me, and I said before, it was a huge honor, because he had pretty much just met me this year, you know,
Mhm.
and that he trusted me to do this was like so huge. And I was like, I need people to talk about SOS, because I need people to be like, this place is awesome, which it is. And I got all the ones I wanted too, which is really exciting. And it's just, I
Yeah.
don't know, just working on it just felt good, and it just felt like I really am making a difference. Like, you might not see the difference immediately, but helping with this, like making sure people understand what SOS is, the tutorial videos I've done to help volunteers, it might not be an immediate effect, but knowing that I am helping people in some way just feels good, because everyone wants to help someone.
Yeah, I think you really elevated like SOS's like reaching out to like students who are thinking about like joining SOS. Like I think you really helped with that.
Yeah.
Cuz like yeah, if you go on the website, it's like it could kind of be a little bit like intimidating because it's like, oh my gosh. they've gone so many places and they do so many things, but like that really helped calm it down. So to say, I guess.
Yeah, like when you know that there's someone who wants to help and like they make these videos to make sure you do know what you're doing. Like, I think it's good to know that when you work with SOS, you are making a difference. Because I know a lot of people sometimes like they don't want to do service because they don't know they want a immediate breakthrough. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like sometimes it's just not how it works, but like it's still a good feeling. Like, sure, you might not see it, but just knowing that it is helping feels really good. I enjoy
Mm-hmm.
it a lot. I enjoy never once have I done a project throughout these 2 months that I thought, man, this isn't going to help anyone. This is like dumb. I never once thought that. Everything I've done, I've known is going to help someone in some way, some
Yeah.
shape, or form. Like this
Yeah.
podcast, for example. Like
Yeah.
we didn't think anyone would listen to it, but I guess the whole point of why we're doing it, we want people to listen to it. This is just supposed to be a little break, a little comfort, you know?
Yeah. Like we might not be getting paid with money, but we're definitely getting paid with like a sense of satisfaction, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's
Like,
definitely really nice.
Yeah, so I rambled on. I really enjoyed making the videos for you guys.
yeah, you like, without you, like that's in the entire aspect of like all of SOS's like video presence, like that was you. Like that's like a unique skill that nobody else really like, had. So it was really cool that you could
Yeah,
bring
that's
that.
crazy to think too. I guess I never thought about that because I didn't want to get too big for my britches. But like, yeah, a lot of the videos, they really were just me because I'm the only one who has the video software and knows how to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the only one who has it because I mean it's on the SOS Apple, so like anyone who has it can use it. But like, I guess that is true. Like, I have made pretty much a good chunk of the videos.
You're the master.
I am a
Exactly.
video master. Final Cut Pro, I think it's like the easiest one to use, but it's like it's dumb expensive. It's like $300 just for the one application.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
So if you ever want Final Cut Pro, just get the bundle. It's a much better deal. It's like $100 less, and it has like a bunch of other neat stuff you can use. I haven't used them, but I'm pretty sure you can find these for them. They probably save you money.
Tips with Michael.
Yeah.
I think for me, the most memorable like project that I worked on is something that I've done or am doing actually. It's the Japan bell ringing thing that I'm going to be doing. Diego, you kind of know this because I sent you that little clip for the newsletter, but basically Mr. Smandy, he like sent me this thing and it was like a global youth leadership conference and it was at 5:30 in the morning. So I got up early for it, but like I got to talk with students from other schools, especially they were mostly Japanese students, so that was really cool. And then I got like the follow-up. It was this event, which was the Japan bell ringing to commemorate the 75 years of peace between Japan and the United States since the bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So this event is actually occurring on like the exact time that it occurred.
Oh wow.
At least, yeah.
That's super cool.
But it's really cool because I don't know, Mr. Smandy's kind of like gave this to me, and I kind of just like started it and like made this like program, and I was like, yeah, we can do this. What do you think about it? And he was like, that looks good, and it kind of blew up. Like I got connected with people from the International Relations Office downtown.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it's like crazy.
That's awesome.
But like they're doing their own thing, but they also recognize that like the youth part of this, like the youth engagement part of this, is kind of falling like onto my shoulders, and they kind of gave me that, which is really crazy because I did not expect it to go, that far. But it's really cool because like I'm really like the one who like made this and like created this like event at least for the SOS part of it. So it's really cool to see how it's like grown. Anyway, that's happening on August 5th. So if you guys want to come,
Yep, I put that in the
Ooh.
newsletter. Hopefully you get some participants.
yeah, I think it'll be fun. We're gonna be making paper cranes, and
Ooh,
I'm really excited about that.
I'm so bad at origami. Like
Well, you can come learn.
we tried doing it when I went to Japan and couldn't make a crane.
Yeah, I learned that too.
Though. I made a turtle.
Ooh, nice.
I don't have it anymore.
Oh,
I think I lost it, which makes me sad because I spent a lot of time on that turtle.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My origami.
we made paper cranes with this Japanese students when I went with SOS, and I still have mine.
Really?
It's really bad. It's really bad.
Ooh, you know what might
Cool,
be?
though.
I think a pretty cool, I guess, fundraiser idea. Making 1,000 paper cranes, because you make 1,000 paper cranes, a wish is supposed to come true. I think that's the
that is
lore
true.
behind it. You fold 1,000 paper cranes.
Yeah, hopefully with this event that we're gonna be doing, is that I'm gonna send out like a list of places that you can send them. So hopefully we'll see, and then maybe we can send some to Hiroshima, which would be really cool.
That would be awesome.
That would be epic.
Yeah, as Michael would say, it'd be epic. I think, yeah, a big part of this, like, internship was, you know, I don't think there's another internship you could get, at our age where we'd get, like, the hands-on experience that we got. Like,
Yeah.
in any other internship, they'd be like, okay, like, make a presentation for us. But, like, Mr. Simandi's, like, entrusting the, like, organization that he built up, like, in our hands. Like, he trusted, Michael to make videos, and you, Catherine, to do this bell ringing thing, and me to, set up a college conference. Like, he's trusting us with, like, big tasks that, like, if not done properly, like, could, like, backfire on SOS. Like, I think that's super
Amen
great.
to that. That's kind of scary.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, when you put it in those words, it's
I mean,
It does sound very
like,
scary. But, I mean,
that
every
much.
action does have a consequence if you're not careful.
no pressure.
No pressure though.
Just like you had talked about in our last luncheon meeting, Diego, that everything you're doing isn't on a predetermined path. So
Yeah, exactly. It's not like at school where, like, the teacher, like, if something goes wrong, can step in and fix it. Like, you can't, like, like, it's a lot of responsibility on us, but it's also super cool because we get all of this, like, unique learning experience. Like, this is something that'll, like, stick with me for a long time.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's really when you put it in like those terms, it's like wow.
Yeah, yes, it sounds a lot
like you don't really realize it, but like when you start thinking about it, it's like oh right.
Yeah,
I
it's like,
do think it's important that
exactly.
people are allowed to jump the nest and fly. Like sometimes not having a predetermined outcome is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because even if you do fail, you still learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like with stuff like SOS, even if something did go wrong, we still learned regardless, which I think is important.
Yeah.
Because I spent a lot of my time really afraid to fail. I tell my mom all the time, and when my mom listens to this, she's gonna most definitely probably pause the podcast and say, "Yep, that's right." That I tell her that if I can't do it right the first time, I don't want to do it at all. That's what I used to, the philosophy I used to live.
Yeah, and I'm really glad for Mr. Simandy for like understanding that we're just teenagers, maybe 20-year olds, but we're still barely we're young adults. We don't really have
You're
experience.
technically the only teenager here. Catherine and I are technically adults legally.
Well, no, Catherine's 18 though.
I am 18. I'm a teenager.
Isn't 18 legally considered an adult?
It's an adult, yes, but like teenager to 19. That's what I base it
I
off.
guess that's true.
Yeah. But like anyway,
I think about that. I never really think about that. And I think, well, I'm 20 years old.
see, we're all very like still fresh out of the like fresh out of I don't know, fresh out of the home, fresh out of school.
We're young. We'll learn.
Yeah, but like Mr. Simandy is realizing that, and he's giving us like opportunities to learn and like to grow.
Hmm.
even though he knows like we don't really have a lot of experience, but like he trusts us, and that's really nice to have someone who like, especially with him, like he started like this whole thing, and like to have his support is really
For confidence.
moving and yeah, confidence boosting.
Yeah, like, he's like the founder of this organization and he's trusting us, with, you know,
With his life's work.
yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like everything he's built up, like, I mean, this sounds like bad, but like we could like, diminish it. Like, if
Yeah.
Oh, we
like,
won't.
our
That's
mistakes, like,
important to the listeners back home. We will not do that.
yeah, well,
As a
it's not our
public
intent.
disclaimer.
Yeah, but I mean, it's crazy to think though, right? Because like at school, you mess up, you get a bad grade, but like in real life, you mess up and like you impact people's lives.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Or your own, even.
yeah, or your own. It's a wild concept to get your head around. For
Mm-hmm.
sure.
But
Yeah,
so,
it's super crazy.
God, now that I am thinking about it, that is pretty scary.
Yeah, right.
Because like at school, I just the only thing you get is a little slap on the wrist. Oh, try again. If you're a really mean teacher, they won't let you redo it.
Yeah, but like, what's the worst that happens? Like, you get like a bad grade, like,
Yeah.
whatever.
you could still like rebuild it up.
I never like that in some teachers. They don't let you redo something. Like you gotta learn it the first time or you don't.
Yeah,
Maybe that's where my philosophy came from. If I can't get it right the first time, why even bother the second time?
yeah, exactly. That's not good.
That's a very bad philosophy, and I'm really glad that SOS brought me out of that.
Yeah, SOS is like a vehicle that like changes people's lives, like in a bunch of different ways. Like, whether it be through like travel or service or through like job opportunities, but one way or another, it seems to do that to everybody.
Yeah.
I really want to travel with SOS again when we're able to. I think that'd be fun to do.
After COVID,
You should. You should definitely travel.
It'd be the three of us once more, and then all the new SOS volunteers who have maybe
Mhm.
listened to the podcast and go, "Oh my God, you guys are the SOS from Homecast," and we'll
our
sign
next
like autographs
podcast
and
will be
everything.
held in Monaco,
Oh my God, we're gonna have an episode from like a foreign country.
right?
Hi everyone, we're on the Great Wall.
Yeah,
We'll see you live from the Great Wall of China.
that would be so cool.
Let me tell you,
I'm
it is pretty
so disappointed that we didn't get to go to China this summer.
Yeah, that was gonna be so much fun. I was
I
supposed to.
know, I was so looking forward to it.
That was gonna be awesome. Yeah, yeah, and I remember like it was just like in March or February that we were like, oh, like this like COVID thing, like we'll still go to China. Like don't worry. Like my mom's like a nurse, like the head like SOS like
Yeah.
healthcare advisor, and like not just her, like the entire world was like, oh, this will be done by March. Like this will be done
Mhm.
by Wednesday. Like look at like the past examples. Like it's not gonna be that bad.
Yeah, that's
It
what
was that
Mr.
bad.
Mandy and I had talked about when we met on campus the first time in like February.
Mhm.
And he said that everything will pretty much it should be fine. Of course, just wash hands and everything.
Because nobody knew any better,
Yeah.
We had assumed that everyone would know better.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's really unfortunate, but a good learning experience.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we get past this.
Yeah, everyone wants to return to normalcy.
I don't think there is gonna be like ever a return to where we like normal, like like
Yeah.
personally, like I'm gonna wash my hands a lot more now, like, and that's for
Yeah.
the better. But like,
I mean, nothing really changed for me. I always stay home. So when there was a lockdown, you gotta not go out to places. I was like, yeah, I could do that. Taking out my phone, opening up DoorDash or Uber Eats, and being like, what can I order to myself today?
yeah, exactly.
But I don't understand why people are a little upset because they want to make sure that their family's safe. They want to visit.
Yeah,
But at
Yeah.
the same time, like that notion of kindness can also be a dangerous thing to do, especially if it's like your grandparents that you're worried about.
exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But I think
completely.
we have really like faced this problem, like this challenge head on with the internship, like all of us.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
It's crazy.
I'm so glad we still got to do it and it didn't get canceled. I was like,
I know.
really upset if come the first day of June, Mr. Samandi had to send out an email or text saying, because of COVID, we aren't able to do the internship.
Mhm.
I remember texting him, asking him, how are we going to do this? Is it going to be next summer? Is it going to be, we're going to do it remotely? And I was like super nervous when I sent it. I was like, what if he says, "I'm sorry, Michael, we can't do it"? I would have cried. I really would have cried. But then we did get to do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here talking about this right now.
Yeah, exactly. There wouldn't be 3 other episodes. It's
'Cause we
cool
just,
also to see like you build something over time. Like, over the summer, like we built like a podcast. Like that's a cool achievement.
Yeah.
we've just built like an online internship program, and like I know the listeners from home don't know this, but we have, or yeah, we still have. I forgot. She's from New York.
Oh,
Fran,
Fran.
correct? Yes.
Yeah, Fran. Fran's
And
awesome.
that's wild that we can have someone, we can have people from all across the country now volunteer at SOS if they really want to, because we've kind of created like the groundwork for this online internship program.
Mm-hmm. And just like expanding SOS to all over the country as well.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
think that's cool having an online program too, especially in this day and age where you can connect with so many people.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah, definitely.
cool that we have, like this, we have created something like this. We've made the groundwork. Us and the other interns were the guinea pigs for it, and it works. We had to tweak a couple of things, but in the end, we know that SOS is able to support a type of online internship / volunteer program,
Yeah.
which I think is a little unheard of for any organization, whether it's nonprofit or profit.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for a volunteer organization, because usually you associate that, with the diaper bank or the food bank.
Like when you think of volunteering, you think of physically being there helping.
Yeah, physical labor and like moving stuff. But here we are.
Doing
Well,
the last episode of season 1. So hopefully season 2 will be picked up by some new, fresh faces to give a new perspective.
hopefully.
And if not, well, season 2 will also see the return of us, or at least me, because I will be back.
Yeah.
I will also hopefully be back.
Well, Catherine, you better be back. You're the only one who knows how to use Zencaster.
Don't worry, I typed up a how to.
Yeah.
You're right. We can go to the how-to and figure out how to do it.
Yeah. Well, me and Michael have talked about kind of some stuff that we've done. So, Diego, we kind of like went off a little bit, but do you have anything to talk about?
Tangent, Diego, I'm so sorry.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So I talked about this, at a lunch, but learning how to like solve problems like with no that I can't Google like was a big like thing for me. Like I was, one of the major projects that I took on in the first few weeks of my internship was setting up an Instagram store for the SOS merchandise, and it's a lot of like technical stuff that goes into that. It took a while, but the final step before I could like start posting Instagram posts and start tagging like our products was linking the Facebook store to the Instagram, and for whatever reason it wouldn't work, and I tried for like 8 hours, Googled it, YouTubed it, called Instagram support, which is currently down.
Ooh.
Yeah, and like I had like no guidance, and so like I really had to like take it on myself to like figure out how to do it, and eventually I figured it out. Well, it worked. I didn't figure it out. Eventually, like it became unbroken, but I still believe it was due to my hard work. And so that was like a big like cool thing for me. Another thing was planning the college conference. That was like it was cool, like coordinating with like the host and all that parent. Like that was like my first time really like I've never like really like used email much as like a form of communication, which is another thing this internship like made me adjust to. But having like these massive long email chains and like sending out like email blasts to like 50 people and stuff like that, and like also sort of being like a salesman trying to like get people to commit to like doing the conference and stuff like that. Like it was just like a cool experience, and on top of all of that, like we talked about earlier, like it has real world ramifications. Like if I didn't get at least 12 people to sign up, like there would be no conference. Like
Mhm.
and so that was just like a really cool learning experience for me.
Yeah, well, good job on that conference, because like I remember I saw the ad in the newsletter, and I was like, oh, wish I could have done that last summer. You know,
You're too late, but
too late.
Too little, too late.
it was still, yeah, it was really cool. I really appreciated this internship a lot.
Mm-hmm. Ditto.
Yeah, it was really awesome. It was really cool getting to learn under Mr. Samandi too, like um, being able to like get on calls with him and like work out like business problems was like a cool thing.
Yeah, and especially like working with all of the other interns. Like this was such a great group of interns.
Yeah, we really like, yeah, like, in school, like, there's always like kids who just sort of like, slack off and let other kids do the
Mhm.
work. And there really like wasn't anything but like true hard work, like in this internship. Like, nobody slacked off. Everybody, carried their own weight and then some.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, it's your summer vacation and you're choosing to work for free. Like, that says a lot about you.
Plus, like everyone was so willing to work with each other as well. Like whenever we like, if we needed something, we could just like text another intern like, "Hey, can you look at this real quick?" And
Yeah,
like everyone would be so willing to like help,
Yeah, and the
which was
two of
really
you are
nice.
living proof of that. I've asked you guys for things so many times to test things out to make sure everything's fine.
Yeah, kudos to you, Michael, for like getting up at 9:30 and working on this. Because I literally, I woke up at like 10:30 today, and I saw your text, and I was like, ah, gotta reply.
Yeah,
yeah, I
once
saw
I
that
get
too.
up, no matter what time it is, I'm up. It's like I
Yeah.
can't go back to sleep. So I was like, I woke up and I was like, it's the video. It took a while to figure out how to embed it, and it didn't want to embed. So I was like, great, we'll just link it.
No,
It
but
worked.
Just to work.
yeah,
Yeah,
it worked
I
out.
feel like the video would be important. You know.
Problem solving.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this internship was all about. Because like I've never like, I mean, last summer was my first time interning in general, and like that was a whole experience in and of itself. But having to do everything I did last summer, but like without ever seeing another person, like not being able to go to Mr. Samandi's desk and say, "Hey, can you help me?" Like, I didn't know how I was gonna deal with that, but I really like enjoyed this.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of nice having it online. I don't know. This is my first internship, so I don't have anything to like base it off of.
Mhm.
Let me tell
But
you,
it's kind
having
of
an internship
nice.
online, that's so good.
Yeah, it's kind of nice because like I can do what I need to do, and then if I need anyone, instead of having to go, drive somewhere and meet up or like something, we can just, quick text and then Google Meet, and it's good.
Yeah, that was easy. That was, I like that. I like being able to just like quickly set up like a Google Meet or like just being able to text people like because I like texting. It was like
Yeah.
it was really easy like to solve problems like that.
Hmm.
And so yeah, I mean it did have its benefits, and especially like I feel like this better prepared us for our future, like you guys in college and me in high school. Like we now have a summer underneath us of like doing all this like virtual stuff. We'll be like
Hmm.
better prepared for it than like our peers, which is cool.
Yeah, especially with this pandemic, like we don't know when it will end, and so we might have to switch to this for who knows how long.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But we already have experience, so that's really great.
that's
Yeah.
super great because then people who come on, new people who come on, have some frame of reference to ask.
Yeah,
True.
absolutely.
And since again we were the guinea pigs, we've left behind a nice little array of resources to help them out if they have any questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that statement.
I think that's
Yep.
really the absolutely epic part is that we found out this works. And for new people who come on, they might be intimidated. Oh, we have to go all online. That's so weird. But we've like, we're like the founding members of this online SOS stuff.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we were like the pioneers. We had to figure out how to do all this.
The trailblazers.
We
Exactly.
ran so they could walk.
And we ran so we could walk.
I use that one a lot.
Said it.
One of my favorite sayings. It's funny.
It's a great saying.
Yeah, I agree with it. No, but it's true. Like, and a lot of the stuff we did this summer was making sure SOS was ready to go like virtual. And so like It was really like a summer of transitions for the organization, but I think we did it really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a
Yeah.
very good transition into virtual.
And it was really fun. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was really nice.
I'm pretty sure some of us were worried that transition all online might be a little rocky, but it was pretty smooth, all things considered.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, honestly. I was like a little bit worried because I was like, will I have will Mr. Samandy have things for me to be doing this summer? Because, SOS is usually in person. But we definitely did a lot this summer, which is crazy.
And it was
Yeah, we
all
got
at our own pace,
stuff.
too, which I thought was really gave us
Yeah.
a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, the fact we were able to do things at our own pace and still get them done, I think is like a testament to like how hard we worked. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
like we have nobody like over our shoulders saying get this done, and especially like we're teenagers. Michael's in a like young adult, but like we're still like like not like full-fledged adults yet who are like out in the workforce. So like it's a lot like it's not something we're used to. At least not me.
I
Like
think the one
Yeah.
thing that I thought was really great is Mr. Samandy had said it when it was him, Jasmine, and myself talking about the Germany virtual exchange video project.
yeah,
And I remember him saying that because I was worried I wouldn't have enough time because, as the date of this video gets recorded, this is my official last day at SOS for a couple of months. And I was worried I wouldn't be able to get it done in time. And he said that it'll get done when it gets done. He knows that we're all busy outside of this. So it really takes a good weight off the shoulders knowing that there's no like hard deadline. Like that there's of course he would like it out by a certain time, I would imagine. It shouldn't take forever to make. But it's not like there's any looming pressure over you.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and everyone was really flexible. Like Mr. Samandy was super flexible with all of us. And then all the interns in return were super flexible because like no one knows, no one knew what this was going to be like, and really we still don't know what this is going to look like
Yeah,
for SOS to come. So, but it was really great because everyone is flexible and everyone. I don't think that honestly, a lot of this work could have been stressful, but it didn't really feel stressful because we all did a really good job of like keeping on task with like what we were doing, which was really incredible, especially since we're all at home.
yeah, exactly. It got hard. Like it gets hard to like stay on task.
hmm Yeah, especially with all that Netflix.
Yeah, there's
It's
Netflix.
right
Like,
there.
it's hard to work
I
on a
don't know if I
computer
have
when you
like
have
the
YouTube.
willpower to sit down and binge a show. I think the only time I've done that was with my sister and Avatar. We watched Avatar Last Airbender. Quality show.
That's funny.
Yeah, but that's a good show to binge.
Yeah, it is. It's a good show in general.
I really wish there was more.
Dang. Well, wow. Super sad.
I know.
I think it's unfortunately time to start wrapping up this final episode.
Yeah.
I think we've gone over all we could, so
Yeah.
what I want to say,
Well.
this is SOS from home, signing off on the final episode of Season 1. Thank you for joining us on this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
As always,
It's
I'm Michael. These are my co-hosts, Catherine Diego, and may we meet again in the second season. Or later.
We'll be there.
We'll be there. We'll be in a season past this one, I promise.
Cool. Bye-bye.